We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T. I hope you guys have y'all's teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. So anyways, a lot of folks want me to come on here and talk about the whole Steve Harvey situation, honey. So unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you guys know that once again, Steve Harvey is catching flack, okay? So what went down is that basically, as we all know, the NBA Finals was just the other day. And one of the residents from Flint, Michigan called in, and he's a big Golden State Warriors fan, and everybody knows that Steve Harvey's a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. And so they were going back and forth and, cracking jokes and things like that. And basically, before he hung up with the Flint, Michigan fan, he basically told him to enjoy that brown water. Okay? When he said that, when I tell you the internet came for his damn bushy mustache, honey, they snatched that shit clean off Steve Harvey's face, okay? I'm going to go ahead and play you guys the audio of him telling that resident to go drink brown water and the internet coming for his damn mustache. Go ahead and check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
His name was Steve, and he was out of Michigan.
No.
Oh, he's still on there. D. Oh, he's still there.
Okay, D. Okay, Flint Town. I'm just talking to you.
He's here for it, Steve.
No, I'm here. I'm glad you're here for it.
All right, I appreciate that.
Hey, one more thing, though.
Go ahead.
Enjoy your nice brown glass of water.
Oh, God! I tell you, man.
All right, so you guys just heard the audio. Then you guys saw the comments, the tweets, and what folks had to say. So now, after all of that backlash he was receiving on social media, Steve Harvey decided to double down, and he basically took to his Facebook page and he wrote the following statement. This morning's caller and I were cracking jokes about the Cleveland Cavaliers' loss to the Golden State Warriors. I'm a huge Class fan. The caller and I were trash talking about our teams and city, simple trash talking about sports. I made a joke directed at him. He's from Flint, a city in which I have a great affection and respect for, so much so that I devoted an hour on my daytime talk show to raising awareness for the Flint water crisis. I also pressed then candidate Hillary Clinton to offer solutions to what I called one of the greatest catastrophes in modern times. The caller laughed at my joke, and it was taken in the context that it was offered. Any attempt to craft this into anything more serves no one. Sincerely, Steve Harvey. So that's what he wrote, okay? So once he posted that statement, the mayor of Flint, Michigan, she then demanded an apology. She was not having it. She was not here for that. Her name is Karen Weaver, and she basically sent out this letter Thursday to Steve Harvey. She posted on social media, and she's very upset. I'm going to go ahead and read you guys what Miss Karen Weaver had to say. So she says, as the mayor of the city of Flint and someone who has been on your show and spoken to you personally about the Flint water crisis, I was deeply saddened by your comments about our city. While I feel it was not meant to be an intentional hurt or insult against the citizens of this community, it was. We are still going through many hardships and challenges, caused by the poisoning of our city. To make a joke out of a tragedy such as this was in very poor taste, especially coming from someone of your stature. While we are making progress in replacing the lead-tainted service lines, we still have to use filters and remain on bottled water. As mayor, I would appreciate, on behalf of the citizens of this community, a public apology. I would love to sit and discuss with you the status of where we are today. So that's what Ms. Weaver wrote on social media, and they sent that statement to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has not replied back. So now on top of that, there's a little girl. Her name is Amariana Copney, and they call her Little Miss Flint. And she has served as one of the faces to the Flint water crisis.
I want to you.
I know. That's why I decided to come. And I'm going to talk about you in my speech. All the good work you're doing. It's pretty cool, huh? Come on. You and me, well, let's get a good one. Cheese.
What was it like to meet the president?
It was exciting.
She also appeared on Steve Harvey's television show last year to bring awareness to what was happening in Flint, Michigan. So she posted a video on social media directed at Steve Harvey. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this video really quick. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Hi everybody, Mari Company here. The world knows me as Little Miss Flint. This message is for Mr. Harvey. You need to stop making jokes about Flint. People died from Legionnaires here. I challenge you to come to Flint and see how life really lives here. This is our only clean water source. So if you don't, so still, I challenge you to come to Flint and to see what it's like to live here. And you can't just make me leave, pack up my bags, and leave Flint. Flint is my home. You can stop making jokes about this place. You owe us an apology. My whole community apology, and my city. So you need to say sorry, and we might forgive you. Bye.
All right, so you guys just saw what she had to say. So like I said, a lot of folks wanted to know my opinion about this situation. And once again, I'm not shocked by Steve Harvey making a joke of this. And I understand both sides. People feel like, you know what, it's to the point where there's no more freedom of speech. People can't crack jokes. People are way too sensitive. I understand that, and yes, like I've always said, there's freedom of speech. You are free to say whatever you want. But again, you also have to be able to deal with the ramifications and the consequences of what you say. And if people are not feeling what you have to say, then you have to understand that, and you have to respect people's opinions, okay? Just like you have the right to say this, people have the right to, rebuttal and state how they feel. To me personally, I find nothing funny about young children being subjugated to lead ingestion. You know what I'm saying? I don't find anything humorous in this. I find it really sad. You have a lot of people who are being affected by this. These people have been poisoned for years. A lot of those side effects are now coming out. So I find this just really, really disheartening. I really hope that instead of Steve Harvey doing a triple down, because he's already doubled down, I hope that, now that he sees where the mayor's coming from and where Little Miss Flint is coming from, I hope Steve Harvey decides to be the bigger man and apologize for what he said, because it was very, very disparaging to people who live in Flint. And so many times we're only concerned with things when we see it on the news. Once it's not headline news anymore, once it's not the #1 trending topic anymore, it's out of sight, out of mind. And a lot of people have misconstrued that the people of Flint, Michigan are doing okay. Their water's been restored, all the lead is gone, but that's not the case. You guys heard the little girl say that they're still having to, cook and drink and bathe in bottled water. And that bottled water is not falling out from heaven. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to pay for that water to be shipped to Flint. So it's really sad that, Steve Harvey would joke like that, especially being that he has a personal connection with Flint, Michigan, and that he's met with the mayor, and that he's put on this hour-long TV show dedicated to raising awareness to what was going on in Flint, Michigan. So if anything, that should have made you a little bit more sensitive than somebody who has had no dealings with Flint, Michigan. So I find the whole situation just crazy. I'm not surprised. Unfortunately, with some of our people, we're so quick to clown and disrespect our own suffering. Black suffering and the suffering of poor people and the suffering of minority people. It's always okay to joke with that. There's no fine line. It should just be a joke. Anything goes when it comes to Black suffering. But I highly doubt that Steve Harvey would have joked about Jewish suffering or joked about Irish suffering, you know, when they were dying from the potato famines in Europe. You know, I just feel like certain people are so quick to clown their own and to clown their own misery, and it's supposed to be acceptable. But then in the same breath, they don't do that to other races of people. And that was one of the things I was saying when I made my video about the whole Ice Cube and Bill Maher thing. You know, black suffering is okay. We can clown that. We can belittle ourselves. We can, you know, use the N-word freely. And no one should be able to say anything. You know, our suffering is always minimized. But when it comes to other people's sufferings, you damn well better respect it. You better not disrespect it. You better not subjugate it. You better not dehumanize it. But when it comes to our suffering, anything goes. And I think that's the saddest part, because Steve Harvey knows better. You know, and I'm not going to take away what he's done for Flint, Michigan. I'm not going to do that. That's not okay to do, because he has brought awareness to Flint, Michigan. He has raised funds. He has done things for Flint, Michigan. But I would like for him to apologize, because you do have a lot of people who are still being affected by this. If you guys remember a few months ago, Gilbert Arenas, he did the same bullshit where he called himself, you know, clowning women in Flint, Michigan, saying, you know, don't mess with no girls from Flint because they're bathing in dirty water, as if that's supposed to be funny. It's kind of sad that sometimes when black folks get money, they see themselves being so far removed from the hood and from poor black people, when in actuality, you're literally just one controversy, one paycheck, one broken ankle, one, you know, sports injury away from possibly being back with those same poor people that you're trying to clown and look down upon. But again, that's just my opinion, honey. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation. Once again, concerning Steve Harvey putting his foot in his mouth and, you know, trying to say a little jokey joke about Flint, Michigan. Do you feel like, you know what, he's a comedian, he has the right to say what he wants to say, and this world is just way too sensitive? Or do you feel like, you know what, Steve Harvey, stop trying to minimize black suffering and things that are happening to poor people? You know, certain things just shouldn't be joked about. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. It's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.